Welcome back to Roadside Rescue. Today's been a long day already. This project has been a long project. This is just going to be the last video of it. Initially, I installed subwoofers in my buddy's 4Runner. Last night, I put the lift kit on it. Every step of the way, there was something in the way. Oh, we did the radio too. I hate installing aftermarket radios, and I was like, I'll make a video about it, and people are going to be like, they're paying you to do this. They always say that. Like, I'll tell you if I'm being sponsored or not. But my buddy bought this $700 radio, and it hooks up to his phone and everything. Great. Yeah, it has the outputs for subwoofers, like every aftermarket radio is supposed to have for the low pass audio. Why am I holding the high pass audio wires? Because the low pass doesn't even work. Not even an option. It's completely hooked up. We've tried everything. Turns out, after tearing that back apart a whole evening, 2-3 extra hours for what it shouldn't have been, that there's no output on the aftermarket stereo wires. They're just there for looks. So that wouldn't have worked out as a sponsor either way, because I'd have been like, this doesn't work. It's super nice otherwise, but rather than, you know, get rid of that or the subwoofers, because my buddy wants both, we're just going to wire it into the high pass audio, which is a little bit less clear quality. It's the feed that goes to the normal speakers. I'm going to finish this up, the wiring, but that's not what's so interesting about this video. I'll show you when I'm done, maybe a little bit of the process through. What's interesting is what I found on the way here. Found some tools on the side of the Interstate, and they were pretty much brand new. I was wondering if they were full of anything. That would have been crazy. They were just brand new. Nobody was coming back for them. So I actually got these out of the HOV lane. They were a hazard, so that's what you get for being a civil servant. Sometimes you get paid, but you know. But that's not the only thing that happened. See, of course, I'm probably parked right on it. It's got some dry rot in this tire now too. These tires are getting old. I think I'm parked right on the plug, but I've gotta be. When I went to pick those up, I snagged a bolt. Lost all my air within like a mile on the interstate. I could feel it pulling to that side. Right when I got off the exit, I could hear it on the rim. So I just pulled around the corner. Was across the street from a Les Schwab, but I got that tire fixed myself, no big deal. I had everything I needed with me and got a couple of free tools out of it, cleaning up the road. I don't usually stop for many things. I've picked up ratchet straps and stuff before that look like they're in good shape, but they were sitting right next to their new boxes, so I was like, was that a pack out? And I was like, that was a pack out, and I had to put her in reverse carry and grab those. Anyways, I'll show you when these subs are bumping. I'm gonna undo the signal wire that turns them on with power, because that doesn't work with this. I'm gonna wire this into the speaker wires. We've got 2 subs under the seats. Those are 10-inchers. And yeah, those are the models that fit underneath your seat. They're pretty slick. I'm excited to hear it bumping. I was excited a week ago to hear it bumping, and then I spent all last night doing the lift kit on it instead of the subs, which I wanted to hear first. But now we're leveled. All right, it's going. It's been about an hour, and I'm just most of the way done through wiring stuff. I'm doing 2-into-1 since we've got 2 subs, and then I'll hook these long ends. I'll hook one end up to the other sub, and then I'll hook the other long end up to the speaker 12-volt system. Slow going. I forgot to say or show you before I tucked it up, but I ran both of those split harnesses and the joint all wrapped up nice with this more flexible, smaller one, just 5 wires. But that took a while to build that harness. All right, I've officially cooked and gotten the wiring done fast. It should be ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and just plug a scan tool up to this, make sure everything's good, nothing looks weird. Then I'll start it up and I'll get my buddy down here whose phone hooks up to the stereo, and we'll see if this thing bumps or not. And then after this, I gotta run go do a starter. So I'm just gonna plug in this Ancel FX2000 they sent to me. I've been using it on the past few jobs. I'll show it to you guys and I'll put a link in the description and pinned comment. Everybody always asks about scan tools, so when I get a new one sent to me, I like to show it off. Let's see what this one will do.
Now, I've really been liking this Ancel FX2000. It can do a bunch of different things. It has 4 different system scans, so we can look at ABS, airbag lights, check engine, and transmission lights. This is something that would be good for like somebody who owns their own car, but we can look through all the different systems. I'll show you the live data here in a minute. It works great. I've been using the live data to diagnose a few different problems here and there. Just check out how many live data points it has and look at all the things it can do, including some onboard monitoring tests like emissions testing, or showing if everything's ready to pass emissions or if its computer systems are all done scanning. This Ancel scan tool is great at reading trouble codes. I have a few trouble codes stored on my personal car here. It's not gonna pass emissions this year, but let's see what it'll take to get it fixed. This Ancel can help you figure it out.
So the FX2000 works great. If you want one of these, I think it's a great scan tool for somebody who owns their own vehicle. It's super easy to update and use, so check out those links if you want one. Once again, they do not slap. I don't know if it's the aftermarket radio or what. The wiring was solid. I'm gonna look into the wiring diagram a little bit more, and I'm gonna bring a high to low pass filter and try and run them off of low audio again. We'll see next week.
So then I hit the road. I had to head way down south. This is further than I usually go. And I'm doing a starter for this family that seems like they need a little bit of help, so I'm gonna do it as cheap as possible.
Well, it accidentally got late. Well, you know why I started my day late. Got some free tools, but that took a couple hours out of my morning, and it was the afternoon by the time I was getting anything. But I couldn't fit this in yesterday, so I've got to fit it in today, this starter on this car. And this family just has 2 cars. They're walking to work and stuff, so gonna do it tonight, and I'm giving them a discount. All right, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. You can tell for 2 reasons. It's quiet and there's not a lot of lights. And I've got a Volkswagen Rabbit, I was gonna say Golf, 2007 Rabbit behind me. That it's just a cat, saw something in the road. It's not starting. Tested the starter, sent power to it, and it shorted out on the inside, so let's fix this.
Alright, I've got this bad boy on a jack stand. You can see it behind the jack there. I just always leave the jack touching for extra safety. I don't know if that does anything. You let me know, but it gives me extra peace of mind. And I was trying to get this starter out. I thought I just needed to knock on it a little bit. Turns out on top there was a bolt with the stud end on it, and I had just removed one of the nuts holding the bracket on. I gotta go get the bolt itself that's holding the starter in.
See if you can take a guess what killed this starter. Messy. But hey, if it's leaking oil, it's got oil, right? Just keep it topped off. Ooh, that's a job well done. Let's get out of here. I'm